Old COA skins returning? Let's begin. Last week we got, of course, the new Ashes of Memory event. During this event we got a new story mode that introduced the new character Ellis and also brought along some other characters to the story, such as the novelist, entomologist, and also the composer, and all of the story that's involved with them. Of course, we're getting a part 2 to this event, so we are going to know a little bit more about their story, what they're going to do and stuff like this. This was mainly just an introduction to the event and wasn't really kind of very concrete on what's actually going on, but it was very interesting. But this was also the Identity 5 2.0 update that brought along tons of UI changes, making the menus look absolutely gorgeous, making the notebook with all the characters look really fantastic, and generally just, in my opinion, made the game feel a little bit more smoother when flicking through the menus, flicking through the characters and stuff like that. Just feels really, really good. It also brought along a new section where you could review stories, this including the Time of Reunion event that happened 2 years ago, well, November 1 year and a bit ago, and also you could review this event if you missed it or something like that. They added a new section, the item collection section, that you'll be able to check all of your items that you have, and they gave everyone a new free room that's called Mr. Ross's apartment. That's a really bright and fancy room. There were tons of other UI changes, and if you go into the game you'll see them all yourself. Apart from the Ashes of Memory first part, chapter 1, we also got the new season 26. When you logged in, it gave us 20 free season 26 essence ones. The beginning of the season also brought along the new survivor that everybody got given for free in the mail, called Reporter, that is also Alice de Ross from the main story. Her main abilities haven't really changed since the test server. If you've been following the last couple of weeks, we had her released in the test server and we knew all about her abilities, but they did add an extra ability to her, an extra passive ability actually, that wasn't in the test server and was just added last second, and that is the passive ability called Courage, that gives her a 10% slower chair speed. So if she's on the chair, she'll take 10% longer to be eliminated. So that's an extra 6 seconds for her to be eliminated overall. With season 26, we got essence 1. Of course, we already got 20 essences for free. This essence contained the S tier skin for Reporter. It's her first limited one called Eternity. It also brought along a really fancy skin for Nightmare called Piety, and an A tier skin for Photographer called Tranquility. I have not seen either of these skins in the game yet. I do like the look of the Nightmare one, as I've said before. I'm not a big fan of the Photographer one. The season also brought along a new logic path with new rewards, of course, with the A tier skin called Satiety for Hellember, his B tier accessory, and some other rewards as well. It also brought season 26 rank rewards, including the S tier accessory Jewel for Wax Artist, Angry Puffer A tier accessory for Professor, and the Railway Signal A tier accessory for Wildling. They made some EXP adjustments and added an EXP level limit increase to 260, so they actually moved your level around. So whatever level you were before this patch, now you might be a little bit higher, I think. It's a little bit confusing, and you did get some rewards because of that. It was a weird mess. I'm not really sure what was going on there. There was another event apart from, of course, the Ashes of Memory event. That was the Deduction Star event. This is where people vote for their favorite characters to be able to get a special Deduction Star skin next year. In this event, if you log in, you would get login rewards, and if you completed battle quests, they would give you newsletters that you would then use to be able to vote for your favorite characters. I believe that currently Nightwatch is the one with the highest votes, if I'm correct. I'm not really sure. If you vote a certain number of times, you'd also receive some extra rewards, including a Deduction Star graffiti, dynamic portrait, a B tier unlock card that's permanent, an exclusive label, and other rewards such as clues and stuff like that. And if you already own any of the Deduction Star skins that have come out from previous years, you'd also get given free newsletters that you'd be able to use to vote. During this period of time, all characters are free to use, apart from Nightwatch, weird exception, I don't really know why, and they added a discount in the store for all of the Deduction Star skins on the Echoes by 20%. They gave us a small Lucky Dice event. They added all of the previous Season 25 rank rewards to the store for you to be able to purchase them if you want to go and get them. They made tons of adjustments for characters that they've been promising us for quite a while. This information's been out for about a month now on what the adjustments were going to be. They've been in the test server, they've all been tested, but I wanted to mention some of the changes that weren't in the test server but were added to live. Antiquarian got an extra nerf from test server to live, that they increased the mechanical flute's durability depletion of using sweep, swing, and stab to 17%. I'm not really sure how much of your flute it used up before to do the swing or push or whatever it is, but they've made it 17% more. I'm assuming it was probably like 15% before, or maybe even less than that, so it's maybe a minor nerf to her, or maybe a major nerf, because it will now consume more energy to use her abilities. They also adjusted Coordinator, less of a buff or a nerf, more of just like a fix, I think. Coordinator has had a change where they've improved the direction judgment of the Coordinator's shots. Coordinator narrator will now remain facing the hunter while shooting until the shot is fired. Unsure what that really means in practice, but it's a minor change, maybe just a fix, maybe there were some weird interactions that were happening with her, I'm unsure. New players rejoice because they have overhauled the tutorials. They've been fixing these tutorials over the past couple of years and they've finally maybe made it better. I have not tried the new tutorials. I really would like to see what a new player's experience is like though, so I might think about doing that. They merged the welcoming quest and beginner's guide into welcoming quest, so there aren't going to be two sections now. That's going to be easier for beginners to not get confused. New players will also have 120 persona web points by default, so now you don't need to grind out your persona web when you start the game for the first time. You can just instantly start making builds. This is the best change in my opinion, so this is really cool to see that they're making it a little bit more beginner friendly, I would say, to play the game. They also made some features blocked for new players, but they will be able to unlock them by leveling up. I'm not really sure what, they didn't really specify. And a small change in general, if you're an intimacy lover, if you like to send friendship letters, they increased the max intimacy level to 34 and more rewards have been added for levels 28, 31 and 34. Let's talk about what we're getting this week. This week we're getting the Mitsuji Kamaty crossover part 2. In part 1 we of course got the Bloody Queen skin and the Toy Merchant skin that were very fancy, steampunk themed. This time we're getting two A tiers. We're getting the Renewer A tier skin for Soul Weaver and the Cannoneer skin for Mercenary that's also an A tier. They're both very fancy skins and have some really cool appearances to them. You'll be able to purchase them in the store only for echoes for 1,388 echoes. But for the first week only there's going to be I think it's like a 15% discount that brings it down to 1,178 echoes. If you get any of these skins, you'll be able to get the A tier furniture called Cannoneer statue. That is essentially the Mercenary skin in a statue. There's also going to be an event for the free-to-play players and also for the people that are not playing free-to-play, where if you complete some tasks, you'll be able to get 2 event portraits, one for Soul Weaver, one for Mercenary, 2 event graffitis, one for Soul Weaver, one for Mercenary, and 2 event portraits, one for Soul Weaver and one for Mercenary. Another event that's happening this week is the Best Performance voting stage that's not coming out on the exact day of the patch, but is coming out on the 30th, that I believe is the Sunday. By completing sign-in rewards or logging in essentially, you'll be able to get a Perfumer graffiti, a portrait frame, a nymph card that is the second stage voting card, and you'll be able to get clues and fragments as well from logging in. If you vote, you'll be able to receive yet another dynamic portrait, 2 geisha graffitis, character trial cards, clues and fragments. Lots of rewards. There is some extra information down below. I kind of read it all, but I couldn't really think of anything that really stood out to me there, but I will have it on the screen anyway. On the 28th, that is the Friday after the patch update, you'll be able to purchase online, not in the game, the Embalmer offline anniversary package. That is the fancy Embalmer skin that we've seen so much art for on Identity's official Twitter. If you're a big fan of getting the offline packages or it's your first time getting one, then make sure you look out online where you need to get that from. I don't really know where the link is from and I don't know where you buy it, but that's going to be available. It's also possible that this week with the update we might be getting the return of some skins for COA. This is a bit unclear as it's only been revealed as of the moment of this recording in the China server, where it says that returning COA skins to the store. The Panda Bonbon skin that's called Visitor from Shu, the Mechanic skin that's called Dormant Koi, that is also another champion skin that came along with this Panda skin for Bonbon. They're also going to return the previous year's champion skins such as the Dream Witch's Reverse Judgment skin and Coordinator's Upright Judgment skin. And they might also bring back the COA 6 essence for you guys to spend more of your inspirations on. This is because we're now getting into the finals of the COA Championship to see who's going to be the champion of this year. Very, very exciting, and I'm a little bit behind on watching what's happening in the tournament, but I'm making my way through it slowly. Let's talk about some rumors and leaks and stuff like that. What will we be getting in the near or maybe distant future? Well, as usual, we keep on getting more rumors around the Angels of Death crossover. Even though NetEase seems to ignore that this thing was even the case, we're getting lots of people, leakers especially, telling us that there's going to be some stuff coming up. Whenever that's going to be, I have no clue. But the Angels of Death crossover skins rumored are for Ripper, is going to be for the character Isaac Foster. There's also going to be an Axe Boy skin called Edward Mason and a little girl skin called Rachel Gardner. I haven't watched this, haven't played the game or the series or anything like that. We've already got quite a few characters now that have been leaked, meaning it's going to be a relatively big crossover. This might be why it's taking such a long time. Maybe they didn't want to kind of had too many skins all at once. They've already done that essentially, so I guess even more skins would just make it more chaotic. Maybe this is coming in an essence because that would be very exciting. But I must say, with all of the things that they've added to the game recently, it might be a little bit overwhelming. If you just want to see why I think Evil Reptilian's new adjustment is one of the biggest and most game-changing ones they've added to the game, make sure you click on this live stream that I've got up on the screen right now.